too nice a day to be in here, isn't it? Inside. It's here. Yay.
Am I gonna go first?
Sure.
Because I'll only take 5 to 10 minutes.
Sure.
I'll
And
break
if
my...
I took up too much
no,
room.
No, I don't take up much space, and I'm going to erase
Okay.
mine when I'm done.
Okay.
But I was thinking about this term. And then I thought there were several related terms that I should mention, just kind of related to that.
I get.
Boy, this marker doesn't seem to. I just picked it up from Margie, and it's. Yeah, let me try. Yeah, this is good enough. Lee, awesome to see you. You were overwhelmed with my business course.
Yes.
You were worried about the term paper.
Yes.
Oh, I knew it. I didn't mean to scare you off, but I'm glad you're getting you back in the groove on this one. It's good to have you here.
Hi.
So we have Darren, Zach, Lee, Melissa, and Elizabeth. I'm testing myself. And Darren, you were thinking you might do this course online, but you were able to make it to class. Were you not at one point because of your job or something like that? No, I mixed you up with somebody else. Sorry. We do have one student that's taken it online, Terry parentheses Mike Corbett. And I talk to him I chat with him on that instant messaging system from Blackboard every Wednesday. So it's almost like he's, getting some class attention.
There was one student, and I don't remember his name, has a field trip today,
Oh, okay.
so he wasn't going to make it to class.
All right. I'm hoping Jimmy Haynes will make it, but I don't see him so far. So in about 60 seconds, I guess I'll get started. I'll give him a little minute over to see if they get here. How are you guys doing in school so far?
All right.
Anybody having any specific issues or problems? Other than Lee, who hated my class so much he had to drop? I'm sorry. You didn't hate my class.
No.
I'm doing really well, and my math class is just the only one that I don't care if I have the rest of them.
You're doing good in math?
I'm doing awesome in math.
That's wonderful.
Who's your teacher?
Edgeler?
J. Towell? No. Who?
No, Edgeler.
Edgeler, okay.
She's really sweet.
Oh, I'm glad.
She's about my age. And she's
I don't even know that. She is probably relatively new.
And
So that's good that we got a good one.
she's got 2 really sweet little tutors.
I think the tutoring helps a lot. I just think that one-on-one attention, when you work with somebody else, especially somebody else that's been a student recently or is a student, I think that helps a lot. Well, I'll go ahead and get started. I just wanted to first announce that we did have a little change in the schedule because we were supposed to have some speakers here today on portfolios, but they couldn't make it. They had to come to our class on April 18th. So we're going to make April 18th a classroom session so that we can have them talk to you about portfolios. And we're going to change April 11th, which was a classroom session, to an online session. So we've made those changes at the Blackboard site. We revised the syllabus and we put, revised. We changed the assignments where it tells you whether it's classroom or online, and we just switched those two dates. I did think that I should probably just mention 5 minutes worth of brief comments about what in the world is this portfolio. And students sometimes tend to get a little bit overly worried about things like portfolios and capstone courses and cap tests and assessment, and I wrote all those terms on the board over there. And I want you to first know that all of these things are ways that we, the faculty, evaluate ourselves. We hope that you do well on these tests and these portfolios, but if you don't, it's not a reflection on you. It's not a judgment as to whether you're going to graduate or something that you're going to get a score on. It's only, all of these things are only for us to evaluate how are we doing. How are we as a faculty doing in terms of giving you the appropriate education. And I'll just tell you a little bit about each one of these things real quickly. The portfolio, they're going to be in an electronic format, which is easier, I think, for us to accumulate. In the past, we've had like file cabinets full of these portfolios from students, and they're cumbersome and they're harder to evaluate. We think it would be a little bit more practical to have an electronic portfolio. So when these people come to talk to you about your portfolio, they're going to talk to you about the new electronic portfolio and how that's going to work and stuff. And a portfolio basically is just an accumulation of work that you've done. If you were an artist and you were going for a job, you might want to show some of the paintings that you had done. Or if you were a finance person, you might want to show some annual reports that you helped prepare or some work that you've done in the past. And that's all this is. It's and it measures specific areas like, are you particularly proud of a project that you did because it demonstrates good critical thinking skills? Or are you particularly proud of some paper that you wrote because it demonstrates good communication skills? And so that's what those experts in portfolios from our faculty are going to come and talk to you about. And I will give you a little handout that you can read later. We won't go over it right now, but it explains portfolios a little bit, and they'll give you a little bit more when they come. The CAP test, I looked it up on the internet and wrote down, it stands for the Collegiate Assessment of Academic Proficiency. And every student in their final year, usually in their final semester before they graduate, is required to take this CAP test. And in some classes it's given in the capstone course, which is like a culmination of everything that you learned. It's kind of all, a capstone course is supposed to take advantage of all of the skills that you've acquired in college and put them into one final culminating course. And the CAP test is often taken as part of that course. In my capstone course, I don't give the CAP test. I'll have my students, mine is an online class, and I'll have my students go over to SAS, Student Academic Advising Center, and they'll take the CAP test over there. So an assessment is the reason that we're doing all of these things. We are, as a faculty, we're assessing the learning that's taking place in our college. And if there are areas where we're weak, and we have found by exploring these, we're weak in globalization. We don't do a very good job at teaching globalization. So we're trying to think of different ways and better ways to have our students come out with a better understanding of globalization. We do pretty good at communicating, and we do pretty good at critical thinking, but we don't do very well at globalization. So I just introduction to these things. I'll go ahead and give you these handouts that you can read later, but they mainly focus on portfolios. And I've also posted web links at our this week's assignment site so that you can learn a little bit more about portfolios and CAT and things like that. So here's one more handout. And anybody have any questions on those terms, concepts? I hope that you will be less worried about these terms in the future. Like, oh gosh, am I going to pass the CAT test? It's not like that. It's not something that you're going to not graduate if you don't pass it, but we hope that you do well. Okay.
I'd like to add one thing about the new electronic portfolio. I got to see a demonstration of that tool, and
Who's Janice? I'll go see you.
okay. I got to see a demonstration of that tool, and it's something like Professor White said, that you can accumulate your documents and we evaluate those, but it's also something that you can use when you go job hunting. It's something you can take with you. It's like an electronic briefcase that you'll have of work that you did while you were in college, and especially if this is your first time out in the job market, you may not have a lot of experience, but you would have some things that you did in college in this electronic portfolio that you can show an employer. So this is not something that will just be for us, but it's also something that you'll be able to take with you. And it's kind of a membership that you have, and you'll be able to keep that on your own. And so we're pretty excited about this tool that we're going to have for students to use. Hopefully it'll be useful to you as well as to the institution in doing assessment. So I just wanted to add that about the
And one more little comment. It's good for you to be introduced to this in this very first course, because then you can remember as you're going through your courses in the future to save your assignments. If you have something that you think will be good to put in the portfolio in the future, whether it's hard copy or electronic form, you can always scan it if it's hard copy and still put it in the electronic portfolio. So save your good work, and it'll be useful.
Okay. We're going to do just a little bit of discussion, and it's going to be a little bit more interactive than we've been before, but about academics and study skills. And so the first thing we're going to do is a simulation exam. So
You said no tests.
this is a simulation, okay?
You still said exam.
The E word, right?
But I distinctly remember you saying no tests.
That'll count in your score, right?
Yeah. And you have 3 minutes to do this.
It's a fun test, a fun exercise.
And I will start my timer. Everybody ready? Not yet. You ready? Everybody ready? Okay, go. thing, but the point is, right?
Should
What
do
is
this on
the
April
point?
1st, April Fool's Day.
I won't be here April 1st. Here's our timer.
I want more tests like that one.
You want more
I,
tests
I
like
think
that
I
one?
think Elizabeth got it right off the bat, did you not? Because I didn't see you write anything down. How many? Melissa, did you get it? Or I thought
I got
so.
these I got these freshman year in high school.
Yeah,
and,
so you knew.
I ended up, but mine, the one in high school, was like 20 steps,
Mm.
and I got like 15 steps, and then I realized at the bottom one, I was like, oh, come
Yeah.
on. It made an impression, so now I read everything.
Yes. This kind of does make an impression, even if you get it. I think it still makes the impression that the best thing to do, we're going to talk a little bit about test taking. I think the best, with any assignment, is read all of the instructions before you start. All of the instructions before you start. Who knows what's going to be at the end of those instructions that might have an impact on what you're doing. So, rather obvious little exercise. But, huh?
First incorrect, yours are still
My disclaimer is incorrect. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to raise your blood pressure in class
It's
today.
okay. You said the E word.
The E word, yeah. Okay. I'm going to have you fill out what your best practices are for note taking, studying, and test taking. And then we're going to share those with each other to see if there's things that other people are doing that you might find helpful.
What if you're just not good at any of those?
You got to be good at some of that. You're doing well in math. How are you doing well? Why are you doing well in math? Put that down there. So just take a few minutes to do that. That's not just me, is it? That's blurry.
Yeah, that's blurry, and there's presumably a way to fix that, and that is it's supposed to self-focus when it goes on. So sometimes if you turn it off and turn it back on again, it will go through its little process and focus. That happened to me in the other classroom. And, we're always hopeful that there's like a little adjustment on the lens, but there's not on these. You had time for a visit to the optometrist.
I just got new glasses not too long ago, so I didn't think it was me. Okay. Let's start with the
this one is like a double-edged sword because they say a lot of times if you change an answer, you're probably going to do about the same. If you change two answers, one of them you'll change to the right answer and one of them you'll change to the wrong answer. So it usually doesn't matter. But if you do go over a test again, I have found that sometimes I'll find something that I said, select which one of these is a way to make a good business plan. And then I reread it and it says which is not a way to make a good business plan. So if I reread it, I'm like, oh man, I marked the wrong answer. So sometimes you can, if you have 5 extra minutes and you can go over some of the questions, you might find something like that.
So use extra time to look over the test.
I'd look it over for obvious problems.
I'm going to type these up and put them in the content for our course.
Another good one for that is if you don't know the answer or aren't sure, skip it and go on and go back to it if you have time. Because if you don't skip it, you're going to end up stressing yourself out more.
You would sure hate to skip the last 10 questions because you were obsessing about number 90 and you didn't answer 91 through 100 where you could have got
Exactly.
nine more points.
Exactly. And usually by the time you move on,
Right.
well, in math,
It might come
usually
to you.
there's something else that makes you remember what you were supposed to do, or it just comes back to you.
Yeah, good point.
It doesn't work in sociology.
Sometimes, as you go through a test, there may be a question later on that gives a clue to a previous one that you weren't sure of.
Yep. Yep.
Anything else? Well, in the Blackboard, in the course content, I put several PDF files. One is on note-taking strategies. One is on test-taking ideas to help with test-taking. And then there's a link to this website, and I believe I mentioned this in one of our earlier classes, but I would strongly recommend that you go to this website because it has some really good information. If you're struggling with any particular aspect of your coursework, there's really good information here. Time management, procrastination, listening, note-taking, reading your textbook. There's a knack for reading textbooks. And then at the bottom of this website, how to write and how to study by subject. So if there's a particular course that you're struggling with, you might check out these that have to do with that particular subject and ways to study in those classes. So I really recommend that you look at this website. This gal that put this together has accumulated a lot of really good stuff. And then there's one other link or document I put in the course content that has to do with the Cornell note-taking method. And it's a really simple way to take notes if you don't have a method of your own. But you kind of divide your paper into 3 areas. In one area, you do basically what we talked about of main ideas and details. And then in the left column, you put keywords. And then at the bottom, you write 1 or 2 sentences to summarize the notes that are on that page. And it's a really good way for you to review what you did in class, to kind of get your thoughts together about what happened, and then to go back and study that for a test. It's a really easy but very practical way to take notes. So there's a document in there about how to use that method. Okay? All right. We're going to do one more thing. And there was an assignment in the book, in the syllabus, that said career paper. And we could never track down what that was supposed to be. So we're substituting this reflection paper with the career paper. And this does not have to be long.
Is that also online for our students?
I am going to put it
Okay,
on there.
all right.
I haven't put it on there yet, but I will. So what I want you to do, I'm gonna lead you through an imagery exercise. So I just want you to think, okay, as I read this to you and think, okay? And then at the end, I'm going to ask some questions, and on the back of the piece of paper that I gave you, just write 1 or 2 words in response to the question, so that later when you go to write the paper, that'll remind you what we did. So, this is our imagery exercise. So I want you to relax in your chair, okay? Recline, if you want to, lean back if you like. Close your eyes if you want to, whatever's going to help you with this imagery. Please pay attention to the instructions as I read them that follow. I invite you to think about a time when you felt really successful in a class or in completing an assignment or a project. A time when you felt really motivated. A time when you used your strengths to do really well on that project or that assignment or that class. You might find it helpful to close your eyes if you haven't closed them already in order to see these images more clearly. So have you thought of a time like that yet? A time when you felt hopeful or energized by the success you had academically? Something that motivated you? Something that you had the ability to achieve? Get that image clear in your mind. You might notice how driven you felt, how empowered you felt. You might remember times when you wanted to give up, but you didn't. You kept going because of your commitment, your desire. Instead, you may have worked harder. You may have tried different things for dealing with the hard times. You might have broken your goal into steps. With each step you achieved, made you feel more energized, more empowered, more confident. You may have noticed how you focused on the goal. You may have adjusted the goal based on what was happening so that you knew your goal was challenging, difficult, but achievable. Knowing that once you achieved your goal, you would feel confident, motivated, proud of yourself. Knowing that you have everything that it takes, the motivation, the ability to use your strengths, the ability to set challenging goals and achieve them. Everything that it takes to be successful with future goals.
work related from General Electric, so that was pretty interesting.